Hi, this is Dan with StarReviews.com, and you might be wondering to yourself, where's your green shirt? Well, I have on this white shirt for a reason, and that reason is today we're going to test the As Seen on TV product, the Out Instant Stain Remover Paste, as well as this Out Instant Stain Remover Travel Pen. And that's also why I have this wide variety of stuff in front of me, including blueberries, strawberries, grape juice, ketchup, beet juice, which smells pretty nasty, and, oh yeah, this pen. We're going to go ahead and make a mess of this shirt in our first test and see if the Out Instant Stain Removing Paste can take care of it. Okay, so for the first part of our testing of the Out Instant Stain Removing Paste, we're going to try to replicate a test they do on the infomercial, which is why I have on this white shirt, and it's also why I have in front of me blueberries, some blueberries, strawberries, and this pen. Now this pen we've cut the tip off of, so it's soaked with ink, and then we're just going to rub some ink in there, and there we have ink on our sleeve. Now to activate the product, you can use either a damp cloth or a sponge. In this case, we're going to use a sponge, and you want to use warm or hot water. So here off to the side, we have some warm water. We're just going to make our sponge damp. Open up the Out paste. Apply a liberal amount, and then pull the shirt and start rubbing in and cleaning our stains up. As you can see, it's begun to do a nice job of the cleaning of the strawberries and the blueberries, but the ink is still there, so you can do more than one application. It's not seeming to do a great job on the ink. It may have lightened up a little bit, but for the most part, that ink stain is definitely still there. As you can see, did a wonderful job taking out the stains from the blueberries and the strawberries, but not so much a great job on the ink. So for the second part of our paste test, we have just one of our favorite pillows here, and we happen to have some grape juice. Well, what happens if you spill a little of the grape juice onto your favorite pillow? Again, the first thing you're going to do is try to grab a napkin and blot it up, but the problem is going to remain that you actually now have a grape juice stain on your pillow. So again, warm water, damp sponge, grab the paste, apply a liberal amount onto the sponge, and see if we can get to working on that stain on our pillow. So as you can see, I wiped the big part where we had a lot of the stain, and the Out paste has done a pretty good job getting the purple out of the stain. So say you're at lunch, you're wearing your nice tie, decide to have some French fries, open up that ketchup packet, and you got some ketchup on your tie now. First thing you're going to do is obviously grab a napkin and try to blot up that mess. But still, it's going to leave behind, it's not going to come out perfectly clean, so you're going to have a little residue behind. take the pen, now you're going to push the tip down, and that's going to be what starts the flow of the out stain remover. And I'm just going to wipe through the middle of our stain to see if it works. So it actually is doing a decent job. I'm just wiping again through the middle of the stain so we can have some comparison. Take a clean napkin, blot out any of the excess. And as you can see, although it's wet in the center where I wiped through the stain, it did take away the color of the ketchup from the tie. So I would say for that part, the instant stain stick from out is working pretty nicely. Okay, so on the infomercial, you see the woman that's selling the out instant stain removing paste dunk her hands into beet juice. So we have that test right here. I'm going to get my hands all covered up in beet juice here. Sure you rub it in. It is a nasty purple color. It stinks. And now, since the product is dermatologically tested to be safe for use on your hands, you're able to use it to clean your hands. Now let's take it one step further. Let's get back out some of that ink. And let's rub some ink around your hands as well. So now you have a mixture of ink and beet juice all on your hands. She takes some out paste and uses it kind of like soap. Just rubs it around her hands. And then she dunks her hands in a clean bowl of water, which is what I have over here to the right of me. And the stain on her hands just disappears. Let's try that. Let's use the product. As you can see, it instantly changed the color of that clean water. And I don't have any beet juice color on my hands anymore. Nor do I have any ink. I'd say for that it worked pretty well. It doesn't burn the skin. It just feels clean. Feels like normal soap. I have no chemically sensation on my hands. No burning, and it worked pretty well. Okay, so we're back. You just saw us put this out paste as well as the out instant stick to the test. I just wanted to show you a couple of things that we tried it on. First is this pillow. It is now since fully dried. And as you can see, we have some of that slight discoloration in the spot where we were rubbing the out paste to clean up that grape juice stain. But you know, it is a little bit better than if it's not treated. As you can see, this little line right here is where we didn't have any out paste. And as you can see, it still is purple from the stain, as well as up here. Although you do have some slight discoloration that seems to be lingering in the area where we cleaned. Now moving on. With the tie, it has since dried itself. Obviously, if you remember, we put some ketchup on the tie, simulating a test if you were out to lunch and spilled some ketchup. And we used the instant pen for that. And what happened was, in the instant pen, you can see in the center where we cleaned it, it is back to looking perfect and new. And above that and below that, it still has that ketchup stain on the tie. So for this, the pen worked really well. Let's move on. The pros of the product. It's easy to use and it seems to work well on basic stains. The paste worked well for just some basic fruit and vegetable stains, and the instant pen worked really well for the tie. The cons. It doesn't really work on tough to get out stains such as ink. Anytime we put this up to the test with ink, it failed. The instant pen, although it did work nice, is probably not much different than any other tied pen stick that you're going to get at your local grocery store. Overall, StarReviews can give the out instant stain removing paste and instant stain removing travel stick 2 out of 6 stars. That's not a strong rating because the product really looks better than it is on the infomercial. She removes stains instantly from her shirt sleeve, and in our test we put forth today, it just didn't work that way. Be sure to look at the link right here and check out our blog at StarReviews.com to see us review other as seen on TV products.